to 5-dimensional chess with multiverse time travel. And that's exactly what it sounds like. I have no words to describe this thing. It should play a CPU, right? Anyway, basically, right? Like regular chess, to begin with. Obviously, a slightly smaller board to make it a bit more easy to understand. But, as the title suggests, with time travel in it, and a multiverse, and swapping between timelines, and it gets very confusing very quickly. So I could take their queen. I don't know if it's a queen to queen trade, actually. Queens are annoying, I find. And from what I've found, the actual computer isn't that good at chess in general. It's very good at multiverses and analysing, but not so good at actually playing chess. The king has moved now, which is very good for me, since that means if I can go back in time if I wanted to, right? So say I use this horse. Usually, horses or knights move 2 spaces in one dimension and 1 space in the other dimension. But with the multiverse, time travel and all that stuff, you could move, say, 1 space backwards and 2 spaces upwards to here. By which I mean, by backwards, I mean backwards in time. I might not do that just yet, though. But then it would make a branching timeline, and play would continue from there. Anyway, I don't have many great moves, to be honest. I'm just gonna probably just gonna take this pawn, to be honest. Okay, so he moved his king backwards in time to take my queen. He now has 2 kings, and I don't have a queen. And he doesn't have a queen either. That seems like a bit of a silly move, to be honest. But, okay. Also, you can move between timelines. Say I have this bishop. Usually you'd move it, in 2 dimensions at once. The same amount of directions. Sorry, the same amount of moves per direction. But here you can move, downwards to another timeline and over to 1 space in the X dimension. And I think you can probably see how this game gets very, very confusing really quickly. Yeah, so let's take the pawn again, I guess. Also, going back in time creates another timeline, which you then play multiple timelines simultaneously once the present catches up to the previous present, or what's now the future, I guess. So, I guess I think that's a good move. Also, you can play multiple timelines at once. So he actually no longer has a king in this timeline, since he moved it up here. So I don't really have any gold to do in this thing. I can move pieces from this timeline up to this timeline if I want to. So move. I probably should move a horse, to be honest. Horse or knight, quite good because they're really, really confusing and very useful. So I'm just doing that, I guess. I know it's 3 timelines, oh gosh. Fine, let's just do it. Okay, what has he done? Top one, anyway. Also, if you take a king in any present timeline... No, that doesn't work. Yeah, if you take a king... I think if you just take any king, you win, but I could be slightly wrong about that. It's really complex. Now you move between all these timelines. So yeah, just take this horse, or or knight. I think horses. Yes, you could call them horses. Anyway, take this knight, right? You can move it up 2 timelines and up in the Y dimension to get to this green space here. I want to up one. It's just a nightmare to figure out. Luckily though, it is only, you know, I was gonna say again, it's only 5x5 board, so it's not that bad. I think this is actually a good move. Move this. Just want to check he doesn't have anything stupid over. Yeah, I think I could do this. And actually, no, because he could move his. If I move this pawn here, no, oh, you have to deselect. Maybe select something. If I were to move this pawn here, take this. I was thinking then I could move it up to get a queen, but he could move this pawn from here up 1 timeline. Wait, yeah, and then over 1 to capture my pawn, and you can do that. But I want to see if it does, because this is like a pretty, this is like an easy AI, so it's not going to be too bad, hopefully. Oof. She is bishop, and this horse could be used for good attack, actually. Perhaps she hasn't taken one. Actually, wait for it. Here I'm just going to do something like this. Could do a knight for a rook for a rook. That might help, maybe. Anyway, and final timeline. What should I do here? I need to get these kings or these kings. But which one should I go for? Pretty much at the same point in both. This one's got slightly less of my characters, troops, ever. So I'm probably gonna try and win up here. So maybe I could like help out this timeline. Actually, I could do that. That'd be quite nice. Could just take me though, which isn't so nice. Actually, I think with this, that's what I want to do. I want to move this hot line from here to here, which I'll know it's another timeline. Oh gosh. Fine. Let's forget. Whenever you move through time, it always creates another timeline. But here, though, oh, my king is in danger, which is that's annoying. Take it though. Or should I? Actually, I don't think I technically. Well, no, I do kind of need to. But theoretically. Yeah, I guess I should just do this then. It's never a good idea to move your king in this game, because then you end up with, like, if you can move back into like the past to take your king where it previously was, and if you end up with like 5 positions where your king used to be, you get like a queen or something, then you're completely dead. Actually, if I move this, no, because it'll just take me away. Yeah, if I move this thing here, I get a queen. Hey. Also, pawns always become queens when you move them to the top, I think. Usually you could like choose which piece, but I guess queens are probably like the best piece to choose anyway, really. And also then it would just become even bigger mess. Anyway. Here, what can I do? What can I do? So I'll get one of these preferably. Maybe if I do this, he'll. Actually, if I do that, yeah. Unless he moves from another timeline, which he probably will. kings, but I can take him with my knight here. Unless he's able to take me from another timeline, but I don't think he can. He has some bishops and whatever, but I don't think he's anything that's actually able to take me. Well, he has got a bishop there, though. Ooh. No, that's not a mana, though, is it? Yeah. I think if I do this, and then I'll just do some random move up here, like, I don't know, take his rook. Now he's got 2 checks at once, so even if he does somehow, yeah. I believe I have won, unless he somehow takes one of my kings, but I don't think he can take one king. Here especially. Okay, oh. Yeah, if you move backwards in time, you have to play from the furthest point back in time. This is a mild annoyance, because you can just flee whenever you think you're in a bit of danger, and then, yeah. So I guess I'll just that. Wait, do I have any rooks I can move up? No, I don't. It's like, well, anyway, I think I'm just going to do that, to be honest. Anyway, now is the fun part. I can... Oh my gosh, the move's so far back. I think there is like a limit to how many timelines you can create before your opponent has to create some to make up for it. So like if you've made like 5 timelines, your opponent has to make some more before you can make some, just to avoid constantly going back in time and making it so your opponent can never win. Yeah. Oh, come on, you just moved his bishop. That's actually a really good move, though. Moving the bishop, because now, even if I do take the bishop, his king's just going to take one. He has 3 kings! Mate. I know obviously there is a pawn there, but I'm thinking if I can take his king before I have to take his pawn, I'm good. Oof. This is... I don't think I've ever had this many timelines. That's like 6 timelines! Jeez. Okay. This horse should probably move here, because then if he takes my horse, yeah, I mean, I'm screwed, but if he doesn't take my horse, I've got him. But no, it's not going to start me. Okay. There. When how you should, like, bishop, I guess. So, is that what they say? Maybe. I could do this actually, that would work. How do that? Anyway, here there are no actual kings, so I just want to move my queen up to a place where there are kings, so I can take my opponent's kings. Probably meaning I want to move this queen. With this queen here, even if the bishop takes me, I can then get his king. So I am going to do exactly that. Right. So this queen you can move through as many dimensions as you want. So you can move up a timeline, across in the. You can move across the x-axis, down the y-axis, up a timeline. If you want to, you can even move backwards in time. So it's like pretty absurd with queens. Okay. Here I also need to protect my people. So I guess I'll just do that. Then, I guess. Oh yeah, I need to move something here as well. Could move. Wait, what else could I use? I think it'll get me into a good position here. This piece. Might move this like here, I guess. That might help. Probably not though. Right? If I move this here, then he. I think it doesn't really matter at this point. I think. So what do I have left to do? No, I don't really think it matters where I move this. I'll just put it there then. Then some bit moves. I win! Oh! So I got checkmate. And I have succeeded. Oh gosh. Finish game. I'm gonna do some puzzles now. Okay, so that's like just a typical game. You got a bunch of weird variants and stuff in different modes, but anyway. Puzzles are also a thing in this game. I'm completed a few of them. But let's look at some other tactics and stuff. So king tactics. Mate in 1. So to checkmate in a single move. Where do I move to do that? I have absolutely no idea. So I can move that one. So I don't know, what can I move that one? Okay, I have no idea. But so I can move this like up. Oh, really? I can move it like here, I guess. Those kings are so weak though. How do I really use a king to? Because when he just put his king down himself, then like. Actually, I have an idea. If I take this king. Actually, no. So if I take this king, no. How would I do this? Where can I use? I have 3 kings. No, only 2 kings I have available. Where can I move this king to help me the most? Absolutely nowhere. No, because to checkmate in 1 move. Moving him to the around here wouldn't really help me that much since they can't actually move with that. So unless I do something like this and it somehow works, I don't know. Honestly, I have no idea what I'm doing at this point. I think maybe if I move this here, but I really don't have any idea. Okay, I'm not doing another puzzle now. I might come back to it later. Some of these puzzles are really, really confusing. Let's do King Tactics 2. Maybe that could work. Also, so, do my whites or blacks? Blacks. Okay. You know what? My whites. Wait, seriously, no, whites or blacks. Okay, I'm whites. Anyway, so I need to mate him in 1 somehow. How do you checkmate someone with kings though? So I don't understand. I could do something like this. Actually, just. Yeah, what do I do? I have no idea. I could maybe use like this, but that wouldn't help, would it? You need to move it across, right? Then I can't do this or anything. Because they could just take me. Yeah, where do I move? I can't move. I really can't use that king. What about this one? Yeah, again, I don't see where I would move to actually benefit me. Let's just try it out and see if I can figure out why I want. So that doesn't work, right? I'm doing. Where else can I move? What if I want to move like here? I assume this would just let them. Okay, let's move down there. I don't succeed. What if I move here? I assume, as usual, they would just be able to take me, but honestly, I don't know anywhere else I can move. Yeah. I don't understand king tactics at all. These ones are confusing. That opening shots, I haven't tried any of these ones. What's a big board now? Okay, so whereas queen could just move it. So I'm thinking I move it backwards or anything. I could, but it wouldn't really help me at all. Because I move here actually with my queen. Because next thing you have to take the king, right? Where do I move? Where do I move? I need to use my... Maybe I could use this bishop. No, it's moving on the right time. Oh, it is. Wait, yeah, it's on the right tile, but I don't see how I could get him with one move. If I'm coming from the current timeline, if I go from any timeline really, I have to come from below because I can't come from a diagonal angle. So I need to get something from below, but what do I even use to do that? I think if I were to use this or something. Here I have no. Let's just go back to a regular game of chess, shall we? Well, not regular game, but 5D chess with multiverse. I probably should actually explain how the game works. I've probably done that earlier, to be honest, but a public match. Very standard. Okay. Hopefully someone joins soon. Or not. Anyway, so it is their turn. It's going to be a lot harder now because it's actually someone. Okay, so I guess just move pawn up again. What did I miss there? I should do that, I guess. It's a bit weird. In the beginning, it doesn't really matter too much. Pawns can only move forwards, so you can't move them backwards in time, which is nice. So to begin with, if you're only moving pawns, it actually doesn't really... Time isn't even really a big feature. Maybe I could use like this or something. Possibly. To use this. Actually, I'll explain how the game works in the meantime, actually. So, if I move this bishop backwards in time, if I were to do that, I think I already have explained it, but I'll explain it again, I guess. Right, okay. I need to fit in content somehow. Anyway, if my bishop moves backwards in time, that time counts as a dimension. So therefore, bishops move in 2 dimensions at once. Usually it'd be up and across, or back and across. But this game, you can move it, for example, backwards in time and up. So it doesn't even need to move diagonally necessarily. This is great content. Waiting. Okay, my turn again. Well, let me move their knight to here. That's a pretty understandable move. They are really like queen out. Queens are really nice to have out. Just because of how... Actually, if I go here, I can get 2 queens on the board at once. So I do want to do that. Actually. Actually, if I move up here... Actually, I want to move it up a bit first, just so I can more easily actually access my queen later on. Because then I can move backwards in time to here to use this queen as a queen. I can put another queen like here or something, and then, well, it's quite risky. Alright, so here I could move my queen here and create another copy of my queen in this timeline. What did I do? Oh, I need to wait another time. Anyway, guess I'll just set like, I don't know, here. I guess I'll just move this there. So it moves. I'm just trying to set up a double queen, because 2 queens is incredibly good. So let's see if I can just get like as many queens as possible onto the board. Just fill the whole area up with like 50 queens in one game. I can move backwards in time to this place, with my queen moving over as well in the X dimension. Then it would move to here, in this time area, period, I guess, whatever you want to call it. And then, I have 2 queens. Anyway, so it's moved, and now I can get another queen here. So, what do I do? Where should I place this queen? How should I position it? Take the most out of it. I can totally do that, I think. It's in line with the king, and it kind of blocks them from moving their queen out. So I want to do that, but that would mean I don't have a queen in this timeline. Just mentioning any words with the word time in it at this point. I'll do that, I guess. Submit moves. Oof. Sacrifice one of my queens. That was a pretty good move, actually. No, not stuck. Not stuck. I could do that. Oh, it's annoying. That's actually really annoying. In theory, I want to get there, because I want to get their queen, right? So, also do that, though. I usually something like this. Preferably, I don't want to lose my queen in the process, or either one of my queens. So I want to do that. Also, I've got this thing I need to deal with now. Now then, I would just try to win this board, because obviously no queen, but opponent's queen. I need to do that. Right, move this downwards. Anyway, so that's downwards, right? And now, where do I move there? I kind of want to put like a horse out, knight out there. Actually, maybe I could like get something up here and then like use that to capture the king or something. Knights are good for that, because they can jump over other pieces. She doesn't worry about things being in the way. What? I'm clicking on it. What? Oh, right. Wait, please move. I'm confused. Oh, right, sorry. That's the white piece move. I don't know what I'm thinking. No, I do not care about the cafe. Moving in a place where they have more movement options. So, the queen is pretty checkmate. And yes, I know queen's not the proper word for it or whatever, but you know what I mean. This here, but yeah, because now the bishop does try to take my pawn, I can just move my horse to get his bishop, and bishop for a pawn is a really good trade for me. Okay, back away, of course, right. Also, I can play in this thing whilst he's moving. Okay, that's nice. So anyway, here, what I want to do now is move up here. I believe that here, that their queen is completely trapped, right? There's no way that they can save their queen. Unless they move backwards in time. No, because they can't move. Actually, I think they can move backwards. Yeah, because they can move here backwards in time. Or like here, I guess, anyway. Yeah. Oof. You know what, let's just do it. More timelines equals more confusion. And then I just move this way. You know what, I want to move backwards actually. Actually, you know what, I want to move this really, really far backwards. Annoyingly, it has to be lined up like perfectly with the queen. So I guess this is fine. But the timeline is not ideal. And now we have to get all the way up to like here before I can plan into full force. Great moves. Anyway, so they've I do still need to. Why did I do that? How's that going to help? Well, I see how it's going to help me. Because then, unless they move like a pawn forwards, they're kind of dead. So I could take their horse. How would I do that? Yeah, I should have just. I had a plan, but I forgot what it was now. So hopefully. Well, they're moving up here, aren't they? Oh, this is the present. Wait, what? Oh, it's got a black arrow, so it's inactive. That's nice. Right, I made that one. It's not nice. Okay, so naturally they're going to try and block me from taking them. But what they don't realise is that I have no plan to take them. So I can't actually take them now, unless I take the queen, but then they could just take my queen as a pawn, which is not nice. I could, theoretically though, I just have to do this though, which is kind of nice. Theoretically, I could move this here. Just take that. Which would then, I can move one more time to say here and put the king in check, and then it would move out of check, and then I have multiple positions where the king used to be, which is very nice because that means, especially with multiple queens, it's really nice actually, because you can then move like. If you ever get your queen to this position, you basically just won, but you can move back in time and all that stuff. Oof, if I move there. Can't get another horse out. Horses are really good because they can move so weirdly. They have such a weird movement pattern that with the multiple dimensions, or extra dimensions, I suppose. They move a lot more weirdly than most things do. Because, you know, like other things you can kind of predict, right? Queens, you know, move backwards time and they can move outwards from their main position further backwards in time. They move further from their current present position. They can move what's going back in time. But like nights it's like you go backwards 2 in time and then cross in like a spatial dimension or something. It's just, it's a real mess. Surprising actually, they didn't try to take my queen. Or it couldn't have taken my queen. It definitely could not have taken my queen, but whew. Yeah, you know what, I want to move it here actually, so that I pretty much certainly. Oh, wait, can you cast things here? Did not know that. Anyway, I want to do that. Wait, they castled ages ago. Anyway, I want to do this so I can. So I've definitely got their queen. Obviously, they could get my queen back, but then at least we're like tied to queens in the timelines because. Oh no, I can move here as well, hypothetically. What would that do for me? Like, how will that benefit me in any way? Yeah. I guess I'll just do this, right? I don't know. Let's just do it. See what happens. Oh no, they have a horse. That could be bad. But in the meantime, let's. What was I going to say? Anything that. Yes, I know, please. Alright, stop it, babe. Ooh. Jeez, what did they even do? Okay, they undid it, never mind. It's like flip perspective and stuff, but like, that doesn't really do much to us. It just changes the orientation, so white becomes black, black becomes white. Parallel view does that, and history view does that. Jeez, that's confusing. Okay, wait, so they've moved now. Where have they moved? Oh no, they haven't moved. Make your move already. I can't see why they're struggling, to be honest. It is quite a hard choice to make. There's like multiple things they could move to theoretically help them. Which one to move? Oh, they made a move. Probably gonna undo it. Just a second, aren't they? Anyway, what have they done? What on earth have they done? So they've moved. Okay, I win, I guess then. Finish game. What else did they do there? Okay. Well, thanks for watching. Goodbye, I have to go.